Alright guys, hope you're good. This is Ilpo from Resoundsound. Just wanted to show you a new plugin from Voxengo that I'm really enjoying. It's called the Peakbuster. It's a transient enhancer plugin. So what's special about it is it does it in a really transparent, natural way. It does add some kind of harmonic coloration. So maybe transparent is not the right term to use, but it just sounds really natural. I use a lot of different transient shapers, and I think this is just astonishing. The way it can bring back material from that has been killed by limiting, it's just amazing. So I wanted to show you a couple of examples. First of all, just show you a quick overview of the controls. So we got an input trim here. We got FX low, FX high. This is the amount of transient boosting for the lows as well as the highs. They don't tell exact crossover frequencies. Not exactly sure how that works, but this one it's really natural and transparent sounding in any case. A number of bands. It's a multi-band process. This is the number of bands. I would guess the more bands, the more precise it is. And it also, they say it affects the harmonic coloration that this plugin gives you. Then there's the controls to shape the transients. So we got snap time and body time. So both of these affect the attack part of the signal. Snap is the very first part of the attack, and this is the duration of the attack. So you could think of this one kind of like the release in many other transient shapers. And then we just had the output gain here. We also have nice oversampling options here, so up to 8x. Voxengo, what they do is they will offer you the option of auto oversampling. So if you're doing offline rendering, you can just set this to auto, and then it's gonna use 1x when you're playing, and it's gonna use whatever you have set in the auto oversampling when you're rendering. So you can set it to render at 8x if you want to. So anyways, we're gonna go with 4x now, and let's start playing around with this. I've got this drum break here. It's from my upcoming sample pack. So I'm doing some analog breaks and other analog sounds, and it's one of those breaks. And I just figured I would show you something cool with this. We'll also show with full mix as well in a bit. So I've got a 5 filter Pro L2 here just to show you what's going on the signal. So this is not doing anything. No processing is going on. It's just only here for the display, so you can kind of see what's going on. And I have limitless here, and I'm gonna push it really hard on the limiter. So we're just gonna destroy all the peaks. As you can hear, the peaks are going. I'm doing 18.6 dB of limiting here. It's just a massive amount. It's ridiculous. You would never even do that in a real world situation, but just for the sake of this demonstration. So we'll do one more bypass. So all the dynamics are gone. Now let's bring in the big Peakbuster. Listen to this. It's back. I mean, I can't think of any other plugin that can do it this way. I'm gonna bypass both of these so we can compare it to the original version with the new version. So this is with 18.6 dB of limiting, and then adding back the transients. And you could argue this even sounds better than the original. So maybe I'll have to go back on my sample pack and do some work with this one. We can do even more. Like doing a pretty good amount of transient shaping already. Push the transients even more. Just go full in. So you can start to hear it's getting a bit artificial there. No wonder, because we're just killing it with this limiter. It's just totally annihilating the entire sound. It's still, I mean, just astonishing to me how this thing is performing. I've tried it with different kinds of material, by the way. This is just for the demonstration. Let's move on to the other example. So I've got a track here playing one of my own tracks as well. So we'll have the same setup on this channel. Pro L, just no processing, just showing the signal. This is a mastered version of the track. I've just turned down the gain, so we have some headroom to work with. As you can see, it's being limited already. But we're gonna limit it even more. We're just gonna annihilate the mastered version of the track. So let's go. So we're doing about 5 dB of limiting on top of the... It's already pretty loud. So you can see the loudness range. Or we can push it even further. Let's push it further. We are starting to break up there. I have to just turn off these plugins here. Sorry about that. I have my new M1 Mac Mini on the way, so I'll be good then. So we're pushing this pretty hard, you know. It's already a master track. It's limited to the brink of it's limited to as hard as I would ever limit a track, but we're pushing it 8 dB more. Now let's see what this guy can do for us. You can see it's flat as a brick. Let's see what this can do. Just use the bypass here. A little harder. It's just the way it sounds so natural, it sounds so effortless, and it picks up the right transient. It doesn't jump around or do some crazy stuff like many other ones do. Yeah, I don't know what magic they've done with this algorithm, but it's just amazing. And also, I'm using this really extreme settings here. It's really extreme. So we're back at the. Let's just bypass this one. Just going back to some normal settings. So normal use would be more something like this. This is even perhaps a little bit too much. Maybe just, you know, hitting 2 here. Put back some dynamics to material that kind of needs it. Just this plugin just does it so in such a natural way. Brings forward some kind of clarity in the material as well. It's hard to explain. But I really suggest you check it out. They also have another transient shaper plugin called Transgainer. It's a little bit different, and I would say between these two, I'm really not missing any other transient plugins. This one is a bit different, it has more control over the transient. You can also do negative gain. This is something I would use to shape individual snares, bass drums, things like that maybe. Although this Peakbuster one can also work in that situation, but this one gives you a little bit more control over that. And then the big Peakbuster is something I would use where I really want to keep things natural, effortless sounding. It's really a better maker type of plugin. Just drive the Transient slightly and it just makes things sound better. Even when I have a mix that I think is already sounding good, just somehow makes it sound better. It has something to do with the harmonic enhancement it does also, but also due to the effect it has on the transients. So check it out, you'll find the link in the description box below. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, it really helps the channel, and if you're really liking it, there's a link to my Patreon in the description box, where you can support me while getting some nice perks. Thanks for watching, take care.